Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Natrah Natasha and this is my reflective assignment for MGT 548 Management Organization Behavior. In this presentation, I will share how the OB topics connect to my real experiences at work and in life. Instead of only discussing theories, I will explain how OB actually shows up in my daily behavior, decisions, attitude, and motivation. Okay, for me, organization behavior is not just a theory or subject. OB helps me understand why people behave differently at work, including myself. It explains how attitude, emotions, communication styles, and value shapes the way they work. Okay, why OB matters? OB matters because it helps me manage relationship better. When I understand why someone reacts a certain way, I can communicate more effectively and avoid unnecessary conflict. I really saw OB in action during my payroll roles. Accuracy and teamwork were crucial. If someone delayed providing data, it affected the whole process. Working with Sandy from Perth also opened my eyes. Different culture background creates different communication style. And when I moved to a business coordinator role, I learned that every department has different work behavior, priorities, and expectation. So OB helps me adapt, understand others, and manage my own behavior at work. Attitude and job satisfaction are closely related to how I feel about my work. Personally, I enjoy structured and detailed tasks, which is why I am naturally satisfied when working with payroll. Completing a payroll cycle without errors gives me a sense of achievement. However, when I became a business coordinator, the workload was heavier and more urgent. At first, this affected with my attitude and job satisfaction because I felt overwhelmed, but with support from my colleagues, especially when people appreciated my effort, my attitude improved. I noticed that job satisfaction increases when I feel recognized and when the work environment is supportive. These experiences help me understand the job satisfactions depends not just on the tasks, but also on relationships and emotional support at work. According to OB, personality and value shapes how we behave. I identify strongly with the trait of consciousness. I am detail-oriented, responsible, and organized. This trait help me perform well in payroll because accuracy and discipline are essential. My core values are honesty and responsibility, especially because payroll involves confidential information. I also value respect in communication, which help me work well with my colleagues from different backgrounds. My personality and value influence my decision making and work style. I prefer planning ahead and I feel uncomfortable when the tasks are disorganized. At the same time, my calm personality helps reduce conflict, especially when dealing with last-minute changes or urgent deadlines. In OB, perception is how we interpret people and situation. I learned that my first perceptions are not always accurate. For example, when I first worked with Sandy, I assumed that she would be strict because she was older and based in the Perth office. But after communicating with her, I realized she was really warm, patient, and very supportive. That experience taught me not to judge someone based on assumptions. In payroll, decision making must be based on facts, not emotions. I cannot rely on feelings when checking salary data or resolving discrepancies. I must follow a rational decision making process, identify the issue, gather data, evaluate options, and decide. This OB concept helped me become more objective. Motivation in OB helped me understand why I push myself despite challenges. I am motivated by career growth. I wanted to become more established in HR, and this motivates me to continue learning. Maslow theory fits me well because I am currently at the esteem and self-actualization level. I want to feel competent, recognized, and capable. Goal setting also plays a big role. When I have clear thoughts, I am more focused and productive. Positive reinforcement motivates me too. When my supervisor appreciates my work and when colleagues thank me, it increases my willingness to put in extra effort. Even financial planning motivates me. Knowing my future goal helps me stay disciplined. In payroll, decision making must be based on facts, not emotions. I cannot rely on feelings when checking salary data or resolving discrepancies. I must follow a rational decision making process, identify the issue, gather data, evaluate options, and decide. And this OB concept helped me become more objective, especially under time pressure. In conclusion, learning OB helped me realize that workplace behavior is not random. Every attitude, decision, and action is influenced by personality, values, motivation, and perceptions. This subject made me more self-aware and helped me understand how to work better with others. I learned how my personality influences my strength, how perceptions affect relationship, and how motivation drives performance. Most importantly, OB is not a theory I memorize. It is something I live every day through my work, my decision, my communication, and my goals. OB also helped me to grow not only as a student but also a future HR professional. That's all from me. Thank you.